It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
No one else, it seems, could make me care. What is left is just a memory that's so empty and so unfair. Melody, I'll write another melody, and this time from the start. No one else, it seems, could make me care. What is left is just a memory that's so empty and so unfair. Melody, I'll write another melody, and this time from the start you'll see.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a beautiful Thursday afternoon. I got to tell you, I just witnessed a madhouse of a show.
I heard it, but I didn't hear it.
I almost ran out of here afraid. Braxton went into this other dimension.
I thought he fell out of his chair.
No, I thought he broke the chair. He wanted to win that game so bad, he couldn't control his he just couldn't control himself.
A movie wars.
Yeah. And then Josh, he's just sitting here playing this cat and mouse game. You know how people play cat and mouse because they think they got it in the bag. So he gets a half a point. I never heard of a half a point.
I was going to say,
ever.
where'd the half a point come
I
from?
don't know. It's like baseball. You don't get a half a run.
2 points, but then it was really one. I think it probably should have gone to a tiebreaker.
But then I was informed that they sort of took a point away. And he's physically all over the contestant. I would have thrown a flag on the play. They should have lost by 3.
What'd they spin the wheel on?
They had to do the Joker Batman thing. That's when Braxton really went into the creep zone because there was something wrong with him. He thought he was the real Joker.
All I know is I was talking to our guest out in the lobby, and I heard Braxton. I thought he was on the floor. Everyone's laughing and talking. Alana's screaming. Production from the other side of the room.
It was total chaos.
And our guest is thinking, are we allowed to talk? I'm like, yeah, we're good to go on this one.
Total chaos. I've never seen people so passionate about a game. And I've been telling you this
But
since
you
it
love
started.
it. But
I
it's
do
nice
love
to have
it.
them
I
all
just got
back.
a little bit. And then there was Easy Rider meets, I don't know what the hell that was over there, from Daniel. They're dressed up like motorcycle guys. I don't know. They have this
They're getting
whole-
ready for your music tonight.
Is that what it is? He says, let me get into costume. He puts a bandana around his head. Oh, okay.
Who do we have tonight? We have Ebony, right?
Ebony's bringing 2 other singers.
Really? Did you bring a costume?
I have my costume here. And where's my king costume?
It's in my car. I'm going to get it for you.
So am I going to be King Don?
Don Cornelius? I don't know.
Not Don, King Cornelius.
King Cornelius. King Frederico
Am I
Cornelius.
going to wear my pants that everybody seemed to like?
I think you should just be you. We can just dub you. I will knight you, king, or I'll king you.
Let me just
Can I
be
king
me.
you? I can just knight you.
No, you can't knight me. You're
can.
not the queen.
It says, woo. Anyway, apparently the Queen of England is sick, which is
I don't think
quite
she's
sad.
going to make it.
I know. It's very sad.
I think it's done.
But what a reign, right? What an incredible life whenever that's happened. 96-year-old. She's been, what, how many years in the monarchy? Over 60?
70?
70, right? She just
Probably
her
she's
70. She's
90.
96.
So it has to be at least 75.
I think she was 25 or 26 when she took over as the queen when her father passed. But what a reign she has had, right?
Yes.
You think the things that she has seen, the things she has written about, the things, a lifetime. Amazing. What she has bear witness to, wars and famines
Are you
and
going
greatness.
to the funeral?
No, but I'm sure it will be televised.
Are you going to go?
No.
If you invited, would you go?
No, I think it's a private moment. I don't think.
I said if you were invited.
No. I don't think
If you
it's.
were one of the millions that were invited, would you go or no?
No.
Why?
Because I don't think it's a place, it's not for onlookers, it's a
But you
time
were
of
invited.
privacy.
If
That's
you're invited,
different.
you go.
It's like being humble. When somebody asks you about the things you do and successes you achieve, do you say them or do you just say thank you for acknowledging?
Okay, I don't know where you're going. I'm saying you're going to a funeral and you're talking about things that you achieved. If they invite you, would you go?
No,
Okay.
but it would be very cool.
I would go.
I know you would.
I'll go, hello, everybody.
You and Bailey, hello, good
Why
morning.
not? If they invite me, why not?
Be a lot of people there.
Yeah, and I say, your royalness. Everybody royal.
But can you imagine? Well, she has not passed away, but what a lifetime, what a reign and legacy she has witnessed and she has brought forward, and amazing, amazing, amazing strong woman. Woman empowerment when women empowerment did not exist in front of the public eye. Think
I
about
knew
that.
you were going to bring
I
up
wasn't
that
going to,
woman
my
chariot.
my brain just went
You
there.
have that woman chariot. Hear me strong.
Hear me strong, but yet I'm not always
But
out
you won't
front.
go to the
I'm not
funeral.
always out front
I
and
get it.
center. I know, it's funny, right? We get
It's-
invited to grand openings and galleries, and I don't always go because
Woman empowerment, you got to go.
it's just different. I don't know. I guess my take on it's a little bit different. I like to give people, the other women, the space to share their voices and their stories. It's not about my voice. I've shared my story many times, but now it's the time to let others share their voice,
Okay.
which
That's
is
a
why
good-
I'm excited that we have our guest in today. And you never know how things are in alignment, but our friend Ken Bieberman of a long time ago, whose art we're going to actually be moving out here into the theater, because
we'll
I don't
do
want to hang it
Saturday.
too high because I want to be able to use it on set. So we have to figure out where we're going to put it. he sent us a friend of his, Hannah Mayora, and she's joining us in studio. She was away, then she didn't feel well. So it's been a few weeks in the coming of her joining us, but check out her website. It's hannahmayora.com. But wow, this lady, you talk about Spirit Life TV, her stories and empowerment, and she's just got these stories that I know are waiting to get out. Her angels are like, let me speak, share my stories. So it's time.
And she's an artist, among several things, right?
So we're going to talk to her, and she's joining us. There was a great show at Movie Wars tonight at 7 o'clock. We've got Touched by Angel Live, and then we've got Soul Train. So if you are in the area, stop on by tonight and have some fun. I think Lost Harbor Distillery is going to be joining us tonight with a case of some goodies, because we run a little bit low on what we've got in stock.
We're going to have Ebony, and she's bringing in a couple of singers that are going to be coming forward as well. Ebony is going to join the fray. I may have to go to 2 nights
That's what you said.
because apparently it's getting bigger, better, and more beautiful.
Oh, I've got you two booked for October 6th,
Oh, you got them? The whole band?
the whole band.
Oh, wow. We
Josh,
gotta do 'em.
October 6th, the U2 tribute band will be here.
And it's funny because that guy remembers me because I was on stage with him
With
for the
Paul?
4th of July.
Paul Martini?
Yeah. I took his picture and everything because the radio station hired me to do pictures on stage while they did the crowd. There was been about 5,000 people there. It was packed.
It's amazing. What it's so amazing about Paul Martini is I met him through a show we produce on Thursdays, The Editor's Desk, as a children's book author, and he has a whole series of children's books. He also does all the voiceovers for HBO. So when you hear, and now coming up next on HBO, that's Paul Martini. And then he's a U2 tribute band. So you talk about U2, rock and roll, voiceovers, and then children's book author, which is really amazing when you see creative minds, you know, anyone like this, that run the gamut of all these different creative genres. It's not like your, accountant who's putting in the numbers. When you're creative, you pull from every which way, and somehow, by the grace of the divine, as we say, it all comes together.
And tonight on Facebook, you can watch the music show. And afterwards, they sometimes delete some of the songs. But if you go to the website, which is the BrooklynCafe.tv website, the songs play in its entirety there. YouTube as well. It's just that Facebook, for whatever reason, they have a migraine, and there are certain cover songs, even cover songs that Ebony owns. She doesn't get informed. They also.
But you know what's so interesting about Ebony? You know, she's from New York, but she's also from the Caribbean. She's a Sephardic Jew. So when she starts doing the Spanish, and then she brings in Hava Nagila on the Hebrew side, she had everyone here trying to figure out, I've never heard that song with that beat with some Spanish in front of it and then English on the other side of it. And then she says she's Sephardic. So she had everybody like, wow.
Yeah, you didn't know that Spanish people could do Habi Habi Baliba?
She's Jewish.
So what? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, but
the song doesn't say I'm Jewish.
But have
I
you
can
ever heard a
understand it.
Spanish song and then you add Hebrew in it?
All the time.
I've never heard it.
That's the latest thing. And talk to Mark Anthony.
So you're going to hear that tonight as well. So
Frank
come on down.
Sinatra. You ever heard Frank Sinatra in Spanish?
No.
You know Frank Barbado?
Yes.
Ask him. He does Frank Sinatra in Spanish.
Really?
Yes.
We'll have to see when he's coming
and
on
it's
again.
funny because when I was growing up, Ireland, Tito Puente, a lot of guys like that, I didn't hear no Frank Sinatra. And he's doing it in Spanish. It's the new craze.
So it's going to be fun tonight. But I want to get to our guest. She's been with us for a little bit, hanging out with me in the lobby. We've got Hannah Mayora joining us. She's an incredible artist. Artwork that I've never seen anything like it. We have horses we have in the other studio that Jay Harmon has done.
She has a huge horse that will go right across that bay right there.
Or half this wall.
No, it's an 8-footer. It's big.
8 feet, yes.
Like 6 feet. And it's in black and white with some silver. And we hang it right. That could be a scary deal.
Let's meet the artist. Let's bring Hannah over. Say welcome to the family. She's got this ethereal look around her. That's Jeffrey Weinstein.
Wrong guy.
Wrong name, but we'll try again. But nice try. And there you go. Thank you, Josh. There you go. Hannah Mayora is joining us, a friend of Ken Beamerman's. And Hannah, I just have to ask you in the lobby, all of these lives that you have had, where should we start? Why do you do what you do? Just hold your mic. She's on 1.
Well, first, thank you for having me today. I'm really, really
A pleasure.
appreciative. I feel like it's running through me, and if I didn't do it, I would die. If I didn't express emotions and get to the other side where there's harmony and light and peace, I don't think I would know the light as well as I do now without having to sometimes express through it, paint through it, dance through it, pray through it. It's a passion, I guess. And then to teach others or share these techniques with others, that anybody can paint, anybody can write poetry, and express and hopefully get to the other side, of anything.
Have you
Which-
always been spiritual?
Yes.
You say ever since you were little.
Yeah, I had a near-death experience when I was very young, and I believe that's when it all started, because ever since I was a baby, I could see spirits, I could see angels, and I could sense things that were confusing to me at that time. I didn't know, sometimes what reality was. But then I grew, and I was very interested in the spiritual path, so I was studying it since I was so young. I was practicing all kinds of meditation before I even heard the word meditation,
When you were young, when you saw angels, did it scare you to see? You're playing with your friends, they're playing dolls, and you're seeing angels, and you're seeing things around your friends. Was that weird for you?
It was hard for me to understand what reality was sometimes. Is somebody really there? Or, and how come they're there and then now they're not there? So yeah, I'd say it was definitely strange. But I didn't have anybody to help me figure it out either. So
you've been an artist all this time, or are you doing other things as well?
yeah, I started drawing when I was 5. My
Uh-huh.
mom says I was 5 years old, and I was making pictures of animals. Animals was my first thing. And then it morphed into horses later.
Have you ever read a book? Wrote a book?
Wrote a book?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I've been writing ever since I was
Look at that one.
probably 15, 16,
And what
somewhere
do you
around
write
there.
about?
Kind of a mix of being human and spiritual, a mix of being human and being able to have this extra sensory perception at the same time, and making sense of it, and also having it work for me, help me. The communication I can get and receive through energy forms, through the earth, Gaia, my guardian angels, my high self, all of these become sources of love and light that through many years of practice become, really hardwired.
And they give you guidance.
Yeah.
Is that where your paintings come from? Are they? Is it a message? Is it something you see? Something you feel from?
It's something I want to feel, usually. It's usually an aspiration to feel stronger, bolder, more courage, definitely more courage, because I tend to be an introvert, hence the body of work I've created, But still, that boldness comes through when I dance. So I've never let go of the actress, I guess, the performer.
You've been a performer, yes?
Yes.
You've been in front of cameras?
Mm-hmm.
You've been a host of certain things?
Oh, I had a host job a long time ago,
But you did
when
it.
I was like 20.
But you did that.
Yeah.
That's not bad for an introvert. There's a
Yeah,
lot of extrovert going on.
I know. But yeah, it's the creative and the fun of it, right? It's fun, playful.
So why have you? I'm curious. Why have you been doing since you were in your 20s? What have you been doing? Number one, to cultivate what you feel, And how do you share it with others? Do others come up and tell you, there's something going on here? Can you explain this, and that?
There's lots of questions. What?
How are you cultivating everything you've been feeling since your experience has come forward? There's a whole side of you. I don't know if you want to share this, but there's something going on after that.
I did. I'd say it's out of tragedy, really. There's a wound. They call it the original wound of the healer, or the wounded healer, and so I was always looking into ways to alleviate the suffering of that wound. And little by little throughout life, I discovered more and more of what it was. And it took me in a direction of self-healing, basically. But I did it through finding the best healers I could find. And I couldn't usually always afford their services, so I took their workshops. And then I learned, and I was always about, how can I apply this to myself? Because I didn't have a lot of money, and I couldn't just keep paying other people to heal me. And then there was always that concept of, healer, heal thyself. So, and then somewhere in the mix, I began healing other people more and more and more, and then turned it into a business. And people I was crying with people. I was healing them of some really dark things, because I've been able to face my own darkness more than once, because it's, as you know, if you have any trauma, it tends to rear its head for more healing. So any kind of depth of agony that anybody could present to me, I could handle it, I guess.
So you went from student to teacher.
Yeah, and healer.
And you're a healer now.
Yes.
So you didn't tell me that part.
I can't tell you everything. There's a lot to Hannah Maora, including her name, and
I was
how
gonna get
how
to that
this how
next.
this name came to be.
How did it come to be?
I was at an unveiling of a Torah, a new Torah, that when it opened and I first saw the words in Hebrew, I had an emotional reaction experience, as if I knew it. I connected with those words. I connected with a time or a part of myself, and it's just like every other time I've ever tuned into a past life, like in Sedona, where I tuned into being an Indian. Any kind of that memory invokes a very emotional response. So I went to my rabbi and I said, what do? I want to buy a letter. I have to put a letter in this Torah. They're selling letters, but what's my name? And he said, how about Hannah Maora? And I was like, oh, it's beautiful. And I was crying, and so now I have a Hannah Maora in this Torah.
It's a beautiful name, and it flows and flowy just like you are. But there's connections. She's got connections, and just connecting the dots of what it is.
Well, there's a whole bunch. It originates from a whole bunch of spectrum, and then
Past lives.
it comes into, and that's some of it. But I just want to understand, healing seems to be the prime message. But you went from healing yourself to healing others.
Mm-hmm.
So you went through a journey to find out what healing is all about before you extended
Right.
what you know, right?
Right.
And I'm still curious how you do so many other things. Do you sing? I know you dance. Do you sing?
I chant and tone. I don't know about singing. I mean, I like to sing, but I don't know if it's,
If it's in you? You didn't know dancing was in you either. Neither was painting. Neither was drawing. neither was
Yeah.
anything else.
Yeah. Singing is another front I haven't completely crossed, other than me doing it myself, for myself.
So what's a typical day in your life? What do you do?
Perfect day is when I wake up early before the sun, drink a lot of water to hydrate, grab a coffee, go down to the beach, do some meditation while there's still stars out, and connect to the earth, ground, feel the ocean, and eventually start dancing in the ocean as a workout. I have ballroom background. I have belly dancing background. I used to be a tribal belly dancer, and so I pull all that together into like a prayer dance. And when I start a morning like that, which I can usually hit about 3 or 4 mornings a week, my whole day is like godly.
Interesting.
We talked about dancing in the water and singing, how it moves energy. We've talked about water a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Water moves energy, and the hardest thing is we take in so much energy as people. It's not holding in everybody else's energy, is letting it go. You help people do that? I feel like people would come to you and kind of sit in front of you and say, can you help me release this? Can you help me see more of what you see and envision and get out of this physical space and bring more spirituality? And do you help people with that also?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Part of the shamanic background and the ayahuasca ceremonies and the explorations into the other dimensions, it creates a holographic reference. When I view people and whatever issues they might have or whatever their challenges might be, I'm able to sort of see it in a holographic way and go, oh, well, there's this piece over here. You know, you really got to give up the potato chips, or there's a physical attribute a lot of times, but then there's also the emotional or habitual. Yes, and I could probably explore exactly what that prescription would look like to help them get to the other side of whatever they're working on, to create a spiritual practice per se, because I believe people should take home and practice, that you can't always rely on everything else to heal you. You got to do it yourself also. So yes, I can definitely figure out pathways like that for people. It's up to them to listen, of course, and do it.
What do you want your artwork to do?
Be a vehicle to empower and communicate, I guess, that the sky is the limit for spiritual, human potential for everyone. It's just a matter of pushing the envelope sometimes, or pushing past our comfort zone. And so many of my pieces I get in trouble because I push it to the edge, and my paintings I have to remember to edge off. I'm pushing the boundaries even in my own paintings.
But isn't it okay to push the boundaries in your own paintings?
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
think it's
No, I'm
good.
saying
That's
it's
why
a
you do
good
it.
thing.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing.
That's
But
why
I am also learning more and more how to sort of, fit my paintings in the square, or the rectangle.
What do you want to do now? What's next for you?
To share wisdom, to help uplift people, to help people, rise, I guess,
You said earlier about bringing the light and shining light on others.
Yeah, and showing them how to find the light in themselves, because we want to be autonomous in our connection to the light, right? Ultimately. Not negating support and family and friends and your tribe, not negating any of that. That's all super important. You can't live without it. But we've forgotten how to be really, truly autonomous in our connection to our high self, our own divinity, our own connection to the divine spirit.
stepping into our. I can't believe your real age because I thought you were probably in your 30s. But when you and I were talking before, you said, "Why do we do what we do? What's my platform?" And it has always been about empowerment. And ever since you gave me an opportunity, I'd always said that it's my gift to give back and to give everybody else that same opportunity. And it always seems that the age is our demographic. It's women in their late 40s, 50s that are saying, you know what? It's time for me to be autonomous, to step into my power of who I know I am, and maybe shine my light whenever everyone else tried to dim it for whatever reason. It's time to share my message, your message, and let it be heard. Let your poetry out, let your art out, let your dancing out, your toning, all the things that you do in your house.
Yeah.
But to share it with others, because there is so much to you that needs to be heard.
Yeah, and I feel it. I feel it, pushing from within,
I think that the hardest thing is when you go down a journey to be able to find the correct way of presenting it. Being an introvert, as you think you say you are, which I don't believe that for a second, but being an introvert, it makes it even harder because you're putting another layer of removal. I think that your paintings, I think that your book, I think that your dancing, I think that what you do all around on an everyday level is your journey. And to put it out there, there have been people that have come here, miracles, dying of cancer, and all of a sudden they're not dying anymore. This has been happening now for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. People like yourselves have come forward. We have an author in here who does anointing. And what he did the other day was amazing. And you fit right into that whole realm. And the reason I'm asking these questions is because spirituality seems to have a lot of fingers. It's not just 5 fingers in a hand. It can have 10 fingers on one hand because everything has a different play in it, a different cell, a different this, a different that. And I'm interested to see how your gift comes forward of those that receive it and how they interpret it. Because this is interesting what you did this morning when you put the numerologist on. And she's asking me, she tried to put me as to, okay, what is it you want? What I want is all 10 fingers. How do you tell somebody this is what I want when it has 10 fingers on it? Because I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, and I want all of that to work as one. Because I think that we're living in a real difficult time right now.
True.
And this is more difficult for people like yourself and people like you and some of the people that we know, because there is so much of the negative going on around us. And I know the kids always making fun of me, oh, you got to be more positive. If you walk around saying everything is positive, you're not telling the truth. We as people have to come a little bit further with one another. And it does begin with yourself. I'm glad you said that. Because that's where it starts. Because you can't help nobody if you don't help yourself first.
Check out her website, hannahmayora.com. We're going to take a commercial break. More to come when we come back. We also have to check in with the winners of today's Movie Wars.
Oh, you're going to bring those crazy guys?
I got to bring them out. But more to come with Hannah Mayora, because I need to know why the horse, why the bold strokes. I mean, there's so many things.
A lot of wines.
A lot of whys.
A lot of whys.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Planning for the future should not be painful and needs to be discussed. From health, family, finances, allow qualified professionals to aid in your planning. Luhu Advisors have been serving South Florida for over 30 years. A licensed real estate broker, insurance agent, assisted living administrator, and certified senior advisor, Paul Solomon is the most qualified and well-rounded advisor for any task. Specializing in real estate, long-term care, life insurance and annuities, Social Security, government benefits, and senior housing. Luhu Advisors. Let us help you. Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
Hi, I'm Dawn Clifford, owner and founder of Clifford Insurance Advisors. Established in November of 1999, we focus on mainly health, life, disability, Medicare, and long-term care insurance. Specifically for people aging into Medicare or the self-employed or even employee benefits for small business owners. We can be reached by phone number at 561-880-0391 or by email info@cliffordinsuranceadvisors.com. Visit our website at www.cliffordinsuranceadvisors.com and even visit Facebook, Clifford Insurance Advisors.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Welcome to Movies of Del Rey, a family-run movie theater that has been serving the Del Rey and Boca community for over 30 years. Open Wednesday through Sunday, Movies of Del Rey offers great admission prices, low concession prices, and quality customer service. Movies of Del Rey provides the quality of the big box theaters without the price tag. Movies of Del Rey provides new Hollywood content as well as new indie and independent movies. It truly is a hidden gem. Whether you're hosting a private event, party, or fundraiser, or are looking for your next date night activity, Movies of Del Rey is the perfect choice. Come on down to Movies of Del Rey, located at 7421 West Atlantic Ave in Del Rey Beach, or visit us online at moviesofdelrey.com.
Le Sorel Restaurant, home of the authentic Italian tradition, offers a large menu that consists of seafood, steak, homemade pasta, brick oven pizza, and homemade desserts including a wide wine selection. We also have the best bar in Boca Raton with delicious cocktails, homemade limoncello, cappuccino, Italian espresso, brandy, and other specialties. Open every day with a lunch and dinner menu. For more information or to make a reservation, contact lesorelrestaurant.com or call 561-235-5301.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Is it playing today? Or is it over?
They're coming down to Miami, baby. They'll be here tomorrow.
You know what tonight is, though?
Tonight is the first NFL game between
Yes, it is.
the Bills.
Woohoo! I
And
have
the
a night
Rams.
to myself.
I got money on the Bills. Anybody want to take a
Who are they
bet?
playing?
The Los Angeles Rams.
You think the Bills are going to beat the Rams?
There's big money. The Rams are favorite. They're at home.
Rams are gonna
Super
win.
Bowl champions. There's a lot of. I'm just thinking that the Bills are going to win tonight.
I think the
Rams.
Rams are going to
Want to
win.
bet a quarter?
Got it.
All right.
Got it. You and I are on like, what's half a
I
quarter?
hate it. I hate betting against you because you always freaking win.
12.5 cents, I think. We're still on a half point on the last bet from
That
2
doesn't
weeks
count.
ago. That half bet doesn't count?
No, that doesn't count. That game was
12
all
cents?
rigged. I think we're going to have judges. I'm going to come in as an umpire with a flag.
No, I meant the last time you and I bet a quarter. We're on a half quarter. We're on a 12.5 cent.
No, I beat you
deal.
twice.
You did?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, absolutely.
But that's the physical side of what we get to do here.
So, who do you got? The Bills?
Wait. Marlins, Phillies.
Yeah, but the Phillies are still 11 back. So,
You want the Marlins over the Phillies?
I hate the Phillies.
You don't like the Marlins either.
No, I hate them too. Mets play the Marlins tomorrow.
As Katie would say, positivity.
No,
She's
this
showing
is positive. We got 24 games,
Positivity.
24 games left. Can the Mets hold on
They're
to win
really
the
coming
division?
down here? You going to
It's-
go?
I'm trying to get tickets.
You're going to go back to
It's
Marlins
sold out.
Stadium?
It's sold out.
You're going to go back to the
Yes, I'm
Bridges?
leaving today to see a game
The
tomorrow.
drawbridges. We went down to a Marlins game in April to benefit some foster kids in the community. 3 drawbridges later to get to the stadium. They were all up. And then we went to, it was like yesterday. We circled around and went somewhere else, and the next one was up. And then the next one was up.
And we had Christopher Columbus in the front seat telling us, let's take a shortcut, another bridge. Let's take a shortcut, another bridge. So I told Columbus, can you stay in Spain, take it easy? Because we're never going to, we get there in the 3rd inning. I said, we're never going to get there.
Yeah, tonight
No,
is
you're right, I didn't go that.
NFL football night.
You going to
so-
watch it?
No.
You're not going to watch the 4th quarter?
I only watched the 4th quarter for the U. Is all I can tell you.
The U won big. They
Yeah,
destroyed
it was
that
like
14.
72
Yeah,
something,
but that's
right?
a high school team they played. That's
That
not
doesn't-
fair.
That doesn't even really count. But no, I used to not like being the football widow, but now I love it. Now I'm like, football, yes. I can be here, I can go home, I can work out, get regrouped again. By the time you and I leave here tonight, though, it's very late.
It's okay, I put it on my phone. I can watch the football game on my phone. I can't watch the Mets because they're playing the Marlins on my phone. I got to watch it on TV. And then football's over here. I can't watch the Jets because for some reason they're so bad nobody will put them on TV. I don't think there's a TV in the whole stadium.
I don't know.
I'm suffering.
I feel so
So if
bad.
anybody knows how I can watch the Jets, I'll go to your house.
We'll find it. But there's always a way. We'll ask Gio to find a way.
That doesn't work out too well.
So Mark Freeman is going to be here in about 2:30. He's going to be bringing some art. So some new artwork coming forward.
I love the art, but I love the artists more because their art is a message.
It's amazing.
I
isn't it?
have learned, this is not an art gallery. It never ended
This
up
was
being.
just a
This is
warehouse.
just.
It's really
studio.
not a warehouse. This is a home.
But the paintings you see, they all have stories of these souls that have brought them here. They have other souls, and these souls intermingle, and all of a sudden it changes the feel of what's going on here.
It's funny because remember I asked you if you've named your horses? Yes. So when we went around and tagged everything for sale from people were looking around, we named everything, and there's certain pieces that watch over our studio. So the angel behind the piano has to stay. Pocahontas has to stay.
This has to go.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she's staying.
Oh no, she's scary.
She's staying, and as a matter of fact, I've put Jay's. Ever see Night at the Museum, where they all come to life in the museum with Ben Stiller?
Yeah.
So that piece down there is
I
the
want you
Robin
to
Williams
stop saying that.
on
in
the
public.
horse. And let me tell you, when I move him, he does not like being moved.
Yeah.
So you are in the angelic corner over there of
I'm
protection.
in the jelly corner. There's jelly.
So this piece right here behind Freddie, they're horses.
Oh.
Not like your horses, but horses. So
And
everything.
you think you see things.
Welcome to my brain. Everything here has just a feeling, and we really believe this home is a living, breathing, energetic space.
They come out at night and they all have tea.
I think they do. But it's art, it's music, it's, you know, being who you are, being your autonomous, authentic self.
Yeah.
But I have to ask you, why horses? And what about your horse work with those bold strokes resonates with you? I think we have some of the, Josh, can you
Okay.
put one of the pictures up?
This one. This is my favorite.
Oh, this is an early one. I was going through a difficult time. I think I was 17 years old, somewhere around there. And I needed to feel like something would carry me, because I felt at the time I didn't know how I was going to make it through what I was going through at the time. And this image came out, this strong horse. I've always loved horses because they are beautiful. I've been riding them since I was a little girl. I love going fast on them. They are strong, so strong, strong in spirit, strong in physical strength, and they are beautiful. There's some species that are just with the long flowing manes and long flowing tails. There's a sensuality, there's a flow to my work.
This you did in pencil, you said.
Pencil.
How large is this?
It's 18, 24 inches.
Okay.
It's not very big.
And then one of your other larger ones. This is the large one?
This one, this is Thunder. This was a transformational time where I was breaking out of a relationship that wasn't serving me anymore. And I had to really create an image that I was thrusting, I was thrusting forward, I was thrusting out of the dark clouds.
Thank you.
And thank you. So yeah, this came through. I'm sorry, what was the original question? Did I get it?
Was that the large one? Is that your 8
Oh,
foot
no,
one?
that one is about 32 inches, that one. The 8-foot one is a black and white with the bold strokes in that one.
With the texture in that.
And the texture, I needed to layer it because I knew it was going to be a black and white piece. And I layered in a lot of texture, a lot of medium that went along with the musculature of the horse. So you can't really see it from far away, but when you get up close, you can see there's like a three-dimensional aspect to it. And then you have the Flower of Life, which I did a series
What
of...
is this one?
Oh, this one has a lot of texture. Yeah, this is an oil. And this, I was feeling like I was in my prime. I was on top of the world, and I was really grounded, and I was in love at the time. And I just felt like everything was flowing with such vivid, just... We were drinking champagne and eating caviar, and just there was a rich and a rich love, and it was so that was at this time. Yeah. This is one of the Flower of Life pieces, and in the background is the Flower of Life, and obviously the foreground is this very strong masculine-looking horse. But definitely has some sensual curves like all of my pieces. But because it's more simplistic, I sort of view it as like a teenage type boy horse. Strong, confident, the world is at his feet. His tail is up,
Yeah.
He's ready. He
This
can
is a
take
strong
on anything.
version of you.
Yes, they all are.
Pretty amazing, right?
Put up the
And that
gold.
last one is a carpet.
Put up the gold one again. I want to ask you something.
From the first one?
Yeah, the first one. Okay, this particular piece, what's around in the background?
Cattails. She's in a pond, like crossing a body of water, a pond.
Correct. And what do the cattails
Signify?
signify to you?
I think it was just indicative of where I was growing up. We had ponds around. It was in Clearwater, Florida, and we had a pond right near our house. I loved nature, so I always went and walked in the woods, and there were cattails. There were a lot of cattails there, so the symbolism, it would be subjective for whoever's
There was an
viewing.
artist that I knew back in the day, and she once told me that that particular flower, or whatever it is, signify rebirth.
Huh.
So from it emerges something that, like a butterfly, that went through a metamorphosis and comes out something on the other side. And when I saw this thing, it reminded me of when she told me this. We
Interesting.
were sitting in front of a lake. And there are movies that are made also, the Ten Commandments, where he came out of the Nile, he was hidden in the reeds and what have you. And all of that stuff reminds me of when she said that through there comes a change. Now, is this symbolic of you, or is it just something you put into the deal?
For sure, change. I feel like I've lived 9 lives. I've transformed a lot, a super lot, and a lot of it in my earlier years was trauma-based and tragedy-based. And then and that actually propelled me into the healing path of, seeking healing, and I always did it alternatively. Ayahuasca, shamanism. Ayahuasca, if you take that once, you come back, you're changed, I happened to do it like 28 times. I was
28 times.
Yes.
Of course you
And
did. Why 28 times?
I thought I was going to do it forever, actually. It was just so mind-opening. You just learn so much, and you grow. There's a certain amount of journeys you hit, and then you start actually developing your gifts. And the journeys go from more of an exploratory, in the beginning it's exploring, you're in a multi-dimensional universe, and you're traversing different dimensions and different experiences that you can't even really put into words. You come back and you are changed, especially if you're doing it in the right way, which I would say is using a shaman to protect you from bad spirits, because they do exist, and I've heard of stories where you can get in trouble. So transformation, but definitely with a guide that can watch your back.
Interesting.
You don't take in the wrong things.
Well, I mean, you learn a lesson in life, and then you sort of teach people that lesson in life.
So of your 9 lives, do you have a favorite one?
The dancing, the performing, the belly dancing, the tribal belly dancing in Amagansett, New York. I was performing with snakes, and I had hooked up with a Brazilian band of, like 18 different people that had these amazing drums and instruments, and they would circle around and I would dance in the middle. We would perform on stage together, and I'd say that was, and at the same time I was working at the ranch, riding horses and performing in an outdoor theater show there, and just, it was so much life, so much, the horses and the dance and the Brazilian beat, it just drives the belly dancing. And the snakes, it's exotic. And
Oh yeah, of course.
Snakes, I don't know, but
I was for sure on cloud 9 during
You
that
handle
time.
snakes too.
Yes.
Of course you do.
Do you ever go through life and you look at someone at the grocery store and say,
She's a snake dancer.
they don't, I like don't get this physical world.
I
they
go to Publix,
clearly
I
don't
see
get
her, I
me."
go, oh, look, a snake dancer.
There are people like Hannah that walk through Publix.
Well, she doesn't glide through Publix. She
She
walks
must
through
glide
Publix.
through Publix in this like, she kind of floats through life, I
Oh,
think.
she was brave enough to do it. You know, you gotta have a lot of confidence to do something like that.
Oh my God, yes.
And then to enjoy doing it, and then to talk about it. Those are the 3 stages right there. But it's amazing. I'm sort of curious. I don't know where you're gonna go. You've done a lot in your life. Have you settled down, or are you looking for bigger, better, more beautiful, more bold?
I've got my eye on a private jet.
Of course you do.
And to travel and speak and
You
share.
could do commercial.
and-
You could take a commercial plane.
yeah, it's just such a hassle. And you gotta have, you know, my dad was always telling me, you know, you gotta see it. You gotta see it to manifest it. You gotta see it. You gotta dream big. You gotta dream big. So
I always told Freddie, when we make it big, the first thing I'm getting us is a private jet. And he says, why can't you go commercial? I said, I can't be with
The
all
same.
those people and all their energy. I need this
yeah.
this bubble of stuff. And he
Of
always, see that
elegance
look?
and
That's the look I
peace.
always get.
All that money on a private jet, it isn't buying the jet, it's keeping the jet.
Yeah, and the fuel. I heard.
Forget about the fuel. That's one problem. Maintenance, parts,
I got Baxton.
pilot. A pilot is a regular job.
Of course it is.
It costs you maybe $200,000 just to have a pilot, whether you use the plane or not.
We don't have one yet, but you know, one day when
No,
you
no,
and
no,
I
no,
hit
no.
it,
I take the train. I
I
take the train. It's a whole lot
Train
safer.
is nice if it's a
I love
nice,
trains. Oh, I love trains.
Nice train.
I would perform on a train before a ship.
you would.
Yes, because a ship goes wobble wobble. A train goes straight ahead.
You're so funny.
It's true. And a jet. If God wanted me to fly, He would have gave me wings.
You have 'em.
I don't want to go up there. I don't want to go up there.
You're not flying.
No. So save the money.
Okay.
Get me a train. Train is cheaper.
Trains, planes, and automobiles.
Do they have private trains? Yeah, they got to, right?
I guess. I don't know.
Can you imagine?
Oh, that would be nice.
We take a train ride all over the U.S. Montana. I got friends in Montana. And they ride horses and all that. And you take the love train. Oh, like the soul train. Watch out now. Right?
So
and then, well, why? Everywhere you go, you throw a party.
That's you.
Think about that. A multi-state party. You gonna take the crew? They're not gonna want to go.
They'll go.
Nah. Only to New York.
Katie will
Who
go.
wants to go to New York?
Josh will go. They're gonna go.
But that'd be interesting. You know, it's nice when you are at a certain level of your life that your vibe now, you want to share it. You know, it's like you had this delicious peanut butter all your life and you've been mixing it, and now you want to share it. And you want to go on a road to share it. It's not just giving it. That's easy.
But the interesting thing is, you share it. We should do Hannah's personality test. You share it with the world. You don't care what anybody thinks, says about you. You just put it out there and you share it.
That's right.
Me, I'm still in this balance between the spiritual world and the physical world, and how much I'll share of who I really am versus who others see me as
But
being.
why? You're never going to live up to what anybody thinks because it's none of your business.
They wouldn't understand.
That's right. So why do you try?
So I don't. So I keep it here instead of sharing it with the world.
And I found out that people know my hat more than they know me.
That's true.
That's all that matters,
The
as long as you
fedora.
know my hat.
Which is
I
why
went to IHOP, but I didn't have the hat on.
didn't
It
have
says,
the
go
hat
get
on?
your hat.
Well, I always love asking people that are spiritual like Hannah, how do you, like I ask Sally all the time, how do you keep the balance between your spirituality, your spiritual you, and your physical you, and not go over one and the other, but you immerse them all within yourself. That's who you are. You're both.
Yeah, it's been challenging too because even my own family looks at me different.
They don't understand you.
How could they? You know, who could understand somebody who's taken, you know, ayahuasca 28 times? You know, you just one time they can't imagine. They don't know what, and people, you know, we read until we experience, and when we experience, then that's when we can know. you know?
It's funny. Do you remember the first time you took it?
Yes.
Okay, the thought of taking it for the first time,
It's terrifying.
but that was the deal. That you've taken it 28 times is not the deal. The deal is taking that first step of wanting to do it, and you did it. It's like everything else. It's like the first time this one did our show, and she sat like this, and I took a commercial break because I thought she needed meds or something. And they told her not to talk with her hands. I said, why? Why in the world would anybody not tell you to do something? Forget about being understood. Nobody's ever gonna, if you're gonna sit in a room and wait for people to understand you, you're gonna live this lifetime waiting. Just
They're
do.
not going to understand.
It does, but it doesn't matter.
But it's interesting.
It's interesting because you know the truth and they're trying to seek the truth. That ain't that a switch? Because there was a time when you were seeking the truth and
Yes.
you found it. And like you, some of us have gone through this life experience where we shouldn't be here. So we have a different perspective. And then the bottom line is that you meet somebody and they can see you for who you really are. And all of a sudden, they're not saying, you see all that? Or they're saying, how do you know that? See, now you're questioning the question. You wanted to have somebody who could see who you are, but yet you're going to say, how do you do that? Don't do that. What did I tell you? Stop thinking. Just do it.
Exactly.
Just like the movie said.
You've seen Top Gun? The new
We're in
one?
the middle of it.
Okay.
Just do it.
Don't think,
it.
do.
Do it.
Don't think, do. Yep.
And you have to be able to react on people now. You know, you have to be able to walk into a room and size it up and realize who's coming at you. You got to understand, not everybody's out to get you. This ain't the OK Corral no more. Now the game has changed. You're a businesswoman. You're an
Right.
artist. You're a businesswoman. And it ain't personal, it's business. But I like to have a little fun when we do business. I don't take myself too seriously because why should I? Now, can I meet President whoever he is today? Done that, been there, done that? It makes no difference to me. Still a human being. You know, the Pope used to be on my agenda. Not no more. I'd rather meet Christ. So do you think people don't understand me?
No. No. I got a room full in there that they do not understand.
I ain't here to be understood. Just
Or liked,
follow my
right?
lead. But if I do something wrong, they point it out, which
Yes,
is
they
great.
do.
Sometimes I do it on purpose. You know, because you gotta.
See if they're paying attention.
That's right. And you're very good. There you go. I spell things incorrectly, and they get all over my case. So
And?
I say, A-M-D.
Yes.
But they read it. I said, how do you know I spelled it wrong? Because I read it. Mission accomplished, right?
When's your birthday?
January 5th.
She's a Capricorn. Because Magda was January 4th.
Ah.
Oh, Capricorns are so stubborn. Highly educated, but very stubborn. You want to hear your horoscope? Do you
Sure, yeah.
mind it? I thought she would. Capricornia.
Period with the T.
Period with a T. You want to read it?
Nope.
Capricorns often have a serious attitude. Now, didn't I just say that to you?
Do I have a serious attitude?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
What do you mean by serious attitude?
Well, let's read some more.
Let's see.
Scooby Dooby. Both towards themselves and towards life in general. If this describes you, the energy now may help you lighten up and have some fun.
There you go.
You very serious?
And here I'm here.
Are you
serious?
serious? Or do you like
I
to have
can be
fun?
both. I can be serious and then I can be the performing fool, you know.
The fool on the hill.
Like the playful, the jester.
Capricorns are very intelligent people. They know that 1 and 1 equals 2. But they also know that 2 divided by 1 equals 2. Does it? What doesn't it? And the Capricorn, they're very set in their ways. Magda used to say, it is what it is because I said so.
And
That's
she
what
was
she used
12?
to tell me. 12, 13, 14. Maybe a little 15.
The wisdom of your first girlfriend, yes.
But she was a big influence in my life because I was young. And I thought that the way Magda did things was the way life was. She used
12,
to use
13,
words.
and 14.
Yeah, she used to,
As long as we clarify who Magda is, we're good.
just as somebody. And I still remember the song that she picked for us and everything else. It's funny. A lot of
A lot of firsts with Magda.
Too many. And it's scary because she used to say to me, this is the way you do it because this is the way it's supposed to be. I didn't get a choice. She was older than me by a year. You know, she was 12, I was 11.
Oh my God.
I was dating older women. Dating older
But
women.
she left an imprint in your heart.
She left an imprint in my skull is where she left an imprint. And yes, she did. She taught me the right way of doing things, which ended up being the wrong way. But it's okay. I learned.
That's how you learn.
But Capricorns are very smart and dominant women. At least that's my experience, my limited experience.
Yes? She's shaking her head, yes.
Don't mess
Yeah,
with
you
a
could
Capricorn.
ask my partner, and he'd probably say, "Oh, she's
What sign
she's
is he?
strong."
What sign is he?
He's Leo.
Whoa, now there's an interesting combination.
He's strong too. He's an alpha. I'm an alpha, and we can clash horns.
Oh, you guys get,
But if we dance, then
yeah, you're gonna
you
have
know
to
how
live
to
your
dance.
life.
You give a little. You
Who gives, you or him?
We both.
Really?
Yeah.
A Leo giving? You better hold on to that bad boy.
Yeah.
A Leo
Yes.
giver. No.
Leos do. My grandfather was a Leo, the most giving.
Gigi's a Leo.
I don't know Gigi.
Yeah, I know Gigi.
Katie's a Leo.
Katie's a Leo.
She's always giving.
I've never seen a Leo like Katie. I gotta tell you, I think she was born on a different sign.
See what her rising sun is?
What is her?
I don't know. We gotta ask her.
But she's different. But Leos are tough.
Aquarius is my rising sign.
Isn't? My brother was an Aquarius. Oh my God, you have a temper.
Can be.
If you
But-
push,
Age, helps you to.
mellow out.
Yeah.
Aquarius are very musically intertwined. You love music, dance, you love all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Harry was pure music. That's why I thought Josh was an Aquarius at one time.
He's a Virgo, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's take another commercial break. When we come back, we got to check in with these guys on that half a point.
You gotta bring them out.
We got to bring them out and see what's going on. Check out, what do they call it? Hannah Montana. Mayor. I had Montana in my head. Get that out of my head. Were you in Montana? They're yelling at me, Montana. Sorry.
I
Hannah
think you went to
Mayor.
Montana.
Even you're talking Montana.
I thought she was in Montana.
Ever been there? Horses.
The train is on its way. We're going to Montana.
They're telling me Montana. So
Let's
sorry
get a
about
train.
that. Hannah Mayor. See, they scream at me too. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
When it comes to investigative services, you can't settle for inattentive or irresponsible services. PI Network of Florida is a firm that you can rely on for actionable insight for personal or professional matters. From surveillance and insurance claims to background checks and identity theft, the investigative services are extensive. With over 30 years experience and 2 decades of serving the community, PI Network of Florida is trustworthy and reliable. Call today at 786-768-4394. Trust your gut. Trust PI Network of Florida.
Amy Reshevsky can help you choose the right piece that will add some magic to your space. Amy Reshevsky has a wide range of art, from abstracts to mosaic tapestries, and she paints on different surfaces, such as reverse painting on glass, tables, wall hangings, and sculptures. Her work can be ordered online at amyreshevsky.com, or you can come in and see it in real time at the Brooklyn Cafe Art Gallery. She also does commission work, so if you have an idea in mind, she can make it a reality. She invites you to reach out to her at Facebook or at email at amyreshevsky@gmail.com. That's amyreshevsky@gmail.com. Have an artful day.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery. Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40 plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
Hey travelers, everybody wants cheap airfares, but where can you find them? You call Smart Fares. Our prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low they're not published anywhere. Smart Fares specializes in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rentals, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, Smart Fares can help you get there cheaply and with the best price guarantee. If you want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call us right now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these low rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the lowest rates available, so don't wait. Call Smart Fares right now for the best price guaranteed. Save up to 50% off business and first class. We've got great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 855-828-0198. That's 855-828-0198. 855-828-0198.
If your family is suffering from inflation and high costs caused by Lois Frankel's reckless policies, Republican Dan Franzese is clearly your best choice for Congress. Dan is a successful businessman who understands finance and economics. He's not a politician. Dan grew up blue collar and knows how tough inflation is on working families. Dan Franzese will go to Washington and fight the liberals who are killing us with inflation. Dan Franzese for Congress.
I'm Dan Franzese and I approve this message.
Artist Rosie Sherman paints her passions to share with everyone. Expressing herself through bold and vibrant colors, her suggestion and style are always in flux. Inspired by travels, nature, romance, and the human spirit, Rosie makes sure her depiction of women are strong and proud. Her landscapes illustrate the changing seasons in the diverse world that we live in. To find her artwork in the multiple medias you can purchase, visit rosiesherman.pixels.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Paola. I'm meeting Paola on Saturday.
Oh, you meeting Paola?
Hannah will love Paola. With the designer, the couture designer.
Oh. Oh, she looks like she has one of her dresses.
I know. She's looking for ambassadors.
It might be interesting.
I know. That would be pretty cool.
All right. Now, we have another special guest coming in. He just notified me a little bit. But I want to get to the two maniacs, Hansel and Gretel over here, who decide. I don't know what he's on. I don't know what Braxton is on. And the only calm one of the group happens to be military, which is Daniel. Now, you guys have developed this game. I talked about it on the morning show, and we keep talking about how good this show is. I think that you guys really wanted to win today because you bend the rules all over the place.
They bend the rules every game. Period with a T.
Period with a T. No, but I thought today was just going to be a fun day today because I knew we were going to win. We were going to kill them, blow them out. I thought we were going to blow them out of the water, but they actually made it pretty close. So
They were good, huh?
it was coming out.
Bailey, what's up?
What's the matter with you? Good, we're on the air, baby.
So tell us, what was the pivotal point in today's game?
The half point.
The half point.
Okay, where did that?
What was the question?
How did that happen?
Okay, so it was during Name That Actor, and it was for the movie It.
Okay.
So you had to name the actor who played Pennywise. And
Okay.
there was
Dollar Foolish.
there was the older movie with Tim Curry, and then there's new movie with
Bill Skarsgård.
Bill Skarsgård.
But the right answer is Bill Skarsgård.
It could have been either
Well,
one, right?
I said Tim Curry. I didn't know the other guy.
But then you got it wrong. This is my point.
Well,
It's on the
then
card.
you have to go talk to the board operator about that one because they gave us half point.
But there's no such thing. That's like kicking a field goal, hits the upright, and freezes on the bar. Yeah, but not the it that we're talking about.
How do you know? They didn't say what year it.
Yeah, it just said it.
Okay, what it were you referring to?
What it were you referring
Well, there's no year, so it'd be the Tim Curry one.
to? Nah.
No, that's
They
for
wrote
you
the
to win.
questions
You see, this is what I mean. You're changing the. You and I both know it's the new one you were talking about.
Nah.
And what did the card say?
The card set had both of them,
Yeah,
didn't
it
it?
had-
The
had
card.
both of them.
Why would
The
you
card
have
had both
both of
actors.
them?
Because either one would have been right.
Yeah. So.
Then it's a point. It's not a half a point. So you won by a point.
It would have been, it would have been
we
an
won by a
or.
point
So we
then.
won
You
regardless.
won by a point.
We
Then it would
won
have been
by
an
more.
either or.
Mhm.
There you go. Then you won by a point.
Yeah.
And what was the loser? What did they spin the wheel on?
Reenact a movie scene.
And what did they do?
They reenacted the scene in The Dark Knight where Batman interrogates.
Now
the
who
Joker.
picks that?
What do you mean?
Well,
They do
we
that
only
too.
have one scene ready. We need to make more scripts for that.
Oh, is that
specific.
the script that's over here?
Yeah,
Ah,
we need
okay.
to we need
Well,
to make more
we
scripts.
could have done Scarface. We could have done lots of different movies.
We got to print them out.
Yeah, it's hard to write those things.
Just take it all. Oh, you have to. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because he has to go in. I don't know what program he's using.
Oh no,
but-
I found the actual script.
Oh, then why don't you find other scripts?
Because I did that like the morning of.
Oh.
And
What
the
else is
truth
on that?
revealed.
What else is in that wheel? I know that you can eat disgusting stuff.
Yeah, we got nasty jelly beans.
That's Bean Boozled, that karaoke, the reenact the scene.
Do we still have the social media one?
No, we got rid of that one, and it's a winner's pick.
I've never seen the reenact the scene. That's why I was wondering what the heck. I didn't hear the karaoke, and I didn't see anyone going, ugh, Bean Boozled.
Yeah, because originally we had Bean Boozled, but I know Baxton's stomach was hurting him today a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So they spin it again, and it was the first time we had reenact a movie scene. I think it went pretty good. We probably need more scripts for them to choose from, but
So how many
It was
other things
good.
on that wheel? You got like 17 pieces on that wheel.
no, there's only 4.
That's it?
There's only 4.
Oh.
They get to reenact a movie scene, karaoke, Bean Boozled, and then winner's pick.
And what is winner's pick?
Well, I guess there's 3.
They
The
can
winners
pick
pick
which
the
one.
punishment.
Yeah.
The winners pick the
So, like, if
punishment.
they're winning, they pick the punishment for the other's team.
I would keep it really simple, make them sing karaoke all the time. I think that's hilarious.
Alana's gonna be singing karaoke next week.
She may be singing
Yeah,
karaoke in about an
rematch.
hour.
Huh?
Maybe we'll get her out here singing karaoke in about an hour.
That sounds good. I was thinking of ending the show at karaoke, putting a little spaz in the episode. A little spunk.
Why don't you go set that up?
Why don't you go sing?
I'll go sing. I don't care.
I know you
I've
don't
got
care.
more comfortable now.
I think that you and the champion over here should do a little doo-wop.
Do a little doo-wop.
No.
Look how much more comfortable you are in front of the camera now,
I know.
right?
Hi, camera.
He used to be on the camera and put a flower pot
Oh
in front of
God,
his
he's
face.
at that
Hannah.
level. He's at that level today. I can
He would
see it
sit there
already.
and put a flower pot or two or his water bottle right
And
in front
hide
of his
himself
face.
behind it. Alana, why don't you come on and sing the farewell when we close out the show?
We can do Hopelessly... No, not that one. You're the One I Want.
So who do you have next week? Do you know?
I know Jennifer wanted to be on the show. I don't remember her last
Okay.
name. The girl that was here yesterday.
Jennifer Fider, okay.
I gave her the contact information, so
Okay.
hopefully she'll be in touch soon. But I don't think we have anyone scheduled for next Thursday yet.
Interesting.
Yep.
We'll see how it goes.
So if anyone wants to come on the show, just contact
D Rubino
Josh, we have a
131
special
at
treat for you here
gmail.com.
today. What is it?
D Rubino 131 at gmail.com.
D Rubino. Or contact us right here at the cafe.
That's right.
This
Phil's
is-
never been here before.
First time. See if you recognize the voice from beyond. Three Finger Vanilli.
Ah.
Yeah, just kidding. Good to see you, by the way.
Hey, what's up?
I like the bandana. What is this, a karate kid, though? Come on over here. Come on, give me a hug, will you? Give me a hug yourself. Nice microphone you got there. Jeez, it looks like a roach I found on my floor. I swear to God, they're getting bigger by the day. I don't get it, you know? Nice overalls. Yeah, I didn't realize that Oktoberfest is around the corner. Good to know. Anyways, good to see you, Freddie. You're looking good. I like the hat. Yeah, what is it? It was Fedora Friday, huh? Well, you came a day early. It's good to know. Huh? It's good to, Don, good to see you. What, are you going to cast a spell on me? I like that little, oh, there you go.
Oh my God, I changed my voice.
That's Three-Finger Giovanni.
No, Three-Finger Giovanni.
Yeah, Frankie Three Fingers Giovanni. It's good to be here. It really is.
Now,
Nice place, Spider. Looks like an art gallery.
It does.
It's really good.
It's really good.
So who do you have to mug? No, I'm just
well,
kidding.
Frankie, you know, when we in the day, we used to collect numbers. I bought all this art.
Well, this is a beautiful thing. Oh, thanks. It means a lot over here. So I'm just going to take a seat and, oh, geez, these are comfy, too. Good for the lower lumbar region, especially at my age, you know? Start lifting their bodies out of the back of a Lincoln, it's going to hurt your back, you know?
Maybe you have a new guest for next Thursday, military.
Yeah, that might work. Should I wear the dark glasses or something?
Are you good with movies?
I'm sorry?
Are you good with movies?
Yeah, I've done it all. Oh, sorry, I just had to go back to Phil.
But do you, Phil, do you know movies? Like there's a game that we do here on Thursdays.
Movies? Yeah, I could work that out. What do you need? I know lines.
Military, he knows lines.
I've done a few lines too, but that's another day, another story. As you can tell, I spend time there in the joint. And
How many friends' voices do you bring with you?
Jeez. With everything, probably over 100.
Yes, because I've heard your work.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. There's a guy I know who's Russian, and he doesn't know I do an impression of him. And he's got a very distinctive voice. So it's a little, sounds like nails on a chalkboard, but that's how he talks.
So he's got one of these kind of, Russian voices, very heavy voice, and he could sound like bad cartoon character, but I told him, listen, this is how you talk, I'm going to impersonate you. It is what it is. But he has no idea. Then I have this other guy, he's like a little bit Hungarian, and he's got a little bit of an accent, and he kind of talks like this, kind of like a deep voice, and also has no idea.
And then I have someone that has a very distinctive voice. It drops off, but that's how he talks, and he has no idea that I could impersonate him.
So it is what it is, It's this is not. Oh, let me get the right side here. Oh, look at
Do
that.
you have Latin voices, Latino voices?
Yeah, I did a character called Angry Armando, which is a lot of fun. Angry Armando Aftershave. I actually wrote the parody. It was a lot of fun. It aired on the Uncle High Show for those that are keeping track. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Geez, I wish I had it on me. I actually have it on my flash drive. So if you guys want to hear it, we'll play it for the audience. How are you doing, sir? Good to see you.
You had everyone coming out wondering how many people we have in the theater.
It's kind of scary.
I could put him behind a
He could
curtain.
be a whole studio audience in one.
I've done that. It's funny you mentioned that. There's a show on the West Coast called SIGGRAPH. So anyone who's ever done voice animation or has produced animation of any sorts, graphics, it's an amazing show. And so I was there in San Diego one year. I was hiding behind a scrim, and my client was from France, and I was doing all these voices. So every time I would talk, their three-dimensional character, its lips would move. I would move my arms and legs, just by sitting down, and nobody could see me. And I was doing every kind of voice. I was talking about their clothing, and so it kind of freaked them out a little bit that they were interacting with a animated character.
That's very cool.
When we were at iHeart, we had a board operator, Connecticut. I can't remember her name. Carol.
Oh, wow.
And I used to call her Connecticut because she was from Connecticut. She did 14 personalities.
Really?
You like the sexy French one.
Yes, and I used to have her be a board op. And I used to, even at NN, I used to use the board ops as part of my deal.
Okay.
And I had her, and iHeart said it was okay to use her. And she used to come out with these different voices to ask questions on the air. It was hilarious. It was funny.
It's a lot of fun doing it. I mean, I'm never bored. That's for sure.
You're never alone either.
No.
I was going to say,
that's
we can
a
always
given.
have a full conversation.
I always worry, though, when I take a shower. Because all of a sudden a voice comes into your head and it's like, throw an object and you don't want to break glass. That's not good. But it's a lot of fun. I've always enjoyed doing that stuff. And,
You also do presidential voices, I heard?
That is absolutely correct. By the way, great hat. Great hat. I like the hat, Freddie. It's good. It's good. I like the cabbie look. The cab hat is the best kind of look, believe me. It's great. It keeps the sun right out of your eyes, but with my hair, it's all natural. You never have to worry. Believe me. Believe me.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun doing that, and
Hey, do you do female voices too?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because I've done this one voice, and her name is Gladys Hoadley, and she's 80 years old. I can't say what she does in her line of work because, let's say, it's more for the adults. Sorry, children.
You know who that is?
but it's a lot of fun doing that, and
You know who he's impersonating? Yes, you do. We met her at iHeart. I ran into her and knocked her down.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes, Gladys Hoadley. Nice to
Ruth?
meet you. I
Dr.
love
Ruth.
your shoes, by the way. I happen to have stilettos myself. Ooh.
anyways, yeah, it's kind of cool. You know, it's interesting stuff, as they say.
It
I've
is.
had to do dueling voices. I've had to do multiple voices. I've done 3 voices at once, where I'm actually interviewing 2 different people.
Wow.
I had to do Anthony Fauci, and then I did a character, Dr. Roland Hoffmeyer. So we did that.
Dr. Roland Tuffmeyer.
Yes, Dr. Roland Hoffmeyer is actually based on someone that I know is actually from Switzerland, and he talks just like this. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us, but I hope he doesn't mind that I'm doing his voice, because, you know, I can't pay him the royalties. Who could afford it anyways with all this inflation? But it's a lot of fun. And then, you know, when Fauci comes in, you know, to debate him, I said, look, Mr. Fauci, whatever, doctor, mister, I don't care. You're really very uptight.
What, are you trying to insult my intelligence? I mean, where do you get off?
Okay, I'm going to have to keep this clean here, guys. We can't talk about stuff like that on the air. So it's a lot of fun, you know, going back and forth. I've had to do Joe Biden and Trump.
Ooh.
And so that one was a lot of fun, getting to do that. And it was pretty easy to go between each voice. You know, sometimes you could transition to different characters and stuff like that. So it's, look, here's the thing, pal. Okay, here's the, look, I don't know what you're talking about.
You know who that is?
John? Jill? Is it? Oh, nice, what's that thing called? The
Headband.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, whatever. So sometimes you go,
Look, Joe, I don't know what's going on with you, but it's obvious you've never worn a fedora hat. It shows. You need to do it. Believe me, the plugs, they're not working.
so it's kind of cool, just you know, doing all that stuff. But
Now, I invited Phil to come on because I
Oh, thank
wanted
you.
people to listen and hear, because you also are hireable for entertainment, for shows, parties, and things of that nature, correct?
yeah, I do a lot of MC work. I've done lookalike work too. I've played, notably, Simon Cowell. I kind of get that a lot, you know, like, sorry, no. But it's a lot of fun going, Randy, yes or no? And you know, so it's a lot of it is attitude. I played Dick Clark before too, which is a lot of fun. Not when it's humid outside, because then you got to work. You have to wear a suit. It's like never fun. But those are fun gigs. You know, doing stuff. Probably the most interesting one was Dr. Sigmund Freud, and I played him in Las Vegas for a convention. It was called AWS reInvent. And it was super fun. I mean, there was a lot of prep work because obviously I don't look like him, but middle-aged Freud could kind of pass for him a little bit. You know, just had to part the hair a little bit, let it go gray, put on the beard, dress the period piece part, and just kind of speak in a European-esque type accent. So that was super cool. And then,
Imagine if he hosted your Soul Train
Well,
as Dick Clark.
Well, that was one of the things that I wanted to talk to him about, being
Oh.
Dick Clark. And I may have to do a second Soul Train because it's getting more and more popular.
Really?
But I want people to know, how do they reach out to you if they want to hire you to do these things? And before you answer that,
Yes.
how do you set up, if I wanted you to do voices at a party, I don't know, somebody's birthday party, how would you set that up as a show for entertainment and that type of deal?
well, usually I do corporate events, say versus
Okay.
you know, the kids' parties. What I have done before is sound-alike work, like telegram work, where you'll call into a phone number and they'll have everything set up. They'll patch it through in a system, and then, you know, Bill Clinton could be wishing someone a speedy recovery, and
said, I heard you got sick, and I'm really sorry to hear that, but I hope you got better because I would have spent a lot of time with you. You know what I mean?
There was that app or something
So-
you could do the celebrity voices. I bought it for someone last year, where you
Really?
actually you have one of the celebrities do
Oh, wow.
something like that.
That's
anyone know
cool.
what that app is?
Yes.
It's-
I know exactly what you're talking about. You bought it for
I bought
somebody's
it for
birthday.
Father's Day. I think I bought it for Chuck or something. And
wow.
it was someone from the Miami Dolphins or his birthday saying happy birthday.
Oh,
but you can do
okay.
celebrity. I gotta find it. and I'll let you
Celebrity
know what it is.
voiceovers.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool to do. But usually I usually do most of my voice work through podcasts. Podcasts or different radio shows. They'll just call and say, "Oh, can you play George Takei today?" or something. Or sometimes I'll even create an original character. Kind of like the Gladys Hoadley character. And then I had one that was a little bit out there. I might as well share it. This was at the height of the shutdowns, and I did this one voice. It was a character named Jeff Burley, Fat Lives Matter. So they shut down all the buffets, and he was really upset about everything being shut down that he couldn't eat. And it was a guy who was a glutton. He just loved food, and it was a lot of fun getting to do that. It was pretty outrageous. Then there's Bernie Sanders. That one I also get to voice a lot. And it's that one's pretty cool because I could, again, talk about anything as Bernie. And, I sound like a Muppet when I do the impression. But, first of all, I noticed that the clock has not changed. And I'm very concerned about that because I might be here for an extended period of time. And I need to know where was that clock from, who made the clock, and how was it made. And we need to know how much they were taxed.
He sounds just like him.
And it's kind of scary, So Bernie, I've done many, many times for just a variety of radio stations or call-ins, that sort of thing. But call-ins are the ones where they'll get in touch and say, hey, we need you to, can you do 2 voices? And so that I've done. I mean, it's a lot of focus, so obviously I cannot drink. That's important because, they're like, well, which voice was I doing? I forgot. Look. You gotta lay off the sauce, Bill. Not good. So it's kind of cool, just kind of going back and forth like that. Yeah, but it's a lot of practice. It's a skill set. You certainly want to use it.
How'd you realize you had this skill set?
Great question, Don. Thank you. Feel like we're on Good Morning America.
Yeah.
So what happened was way back in the 1970s, because I'm old. I was fairly young, and I was able to vocally reproduce the sound of a police siren, and my school bus pulled over. I was sitting all the way in the back, true story, and obviously I was in the principal's office for an extended period of time. My parents were down there, and my principal, rather than being angry, said, your son has a talent, and you should utilize it, So it's kind of cool. I mean, I'll do an impression now. Now, it's kind of hard for me to, if you wouldn't mind holding this, I'll just do my vocally reproduced siren impression. There we go. All right.
He has to use his hands.
Roger that. We got a school bus pulled over. Pull over, please.
So
Oh my gosh.
that's kind of what I did with my hands, and it's kind of hard to do unless I was an octopus. I could
Do you know the guy, the black actor that does this?
Michael Winslow.
Yes.
See, I'm good with names.
I'm horrible with names.
Don't feel bad.
I think these two should do Movie Wars next week.
Movie Wars would be good. Do we have the Star Wars theme queued up? We could just change it.
Bill and Freddie.
I am your father,
Bill and Freddie on Movie Wars. Josh Military, yes.
No, I'm no good at it.
Or I'm going to push. We'll.
First of all, he'll
bump
do the
Jennifer.
sounds every time I,
I
do
do
my
sound
clue,
effects, too. That
and
was a
I'll be
lightsaber, in
laughing.
case you
I
were
won't be.
wondering.
I will lose. We'll get that 1 point,
Can
right?
you imagine?
I
his
can also
parents-
do the poor man's kazoo.
You sit home and do this stuff.
So it's kind of fun.
his
We could
wife
do that.
says.
Yeah, I'll show up with a German accent. I go, hello there, I'm with Freddy, I'm Frederick, and we are talking today about movies. Hello. What is your favorite title or your favorite actor? This is brought to you by Bill's Bratwurst. So delicious, so good, but illegal. Anyways, joining me now is Freddy. Hello, nice hat, by the way. I couldn't say that enough.
You definitely have a talent. I gotta tell you.
It's scary, I'll tell you. I can entertain myself at parties. People. Sometimes it could be a wallflower. You're just sitting there and people are wondering who is this guy, and then, You know, you start breaking into voices, and people like look at you like, "What planet is he from?"
Imagine what your wife and kids must be like. We don't know who's coming home tonight.
No, they don't, and that's the problem. And
Are you like this at home?
no, I'm not actually. You know, but I've had requests. You know, I've done stand-up comedy, and I don't want to get too graphic here, but sometimes, you know, you're with someone you're intimate, and then they request you do voices, and that to me is scary.
It's all
you know,
over.
like The Godfather. Could you imagine? I mean, it's like,
Make an offer you can't refuse. Oh, come on. Do what you gotta do.
I mean, so it's kind of scary to do that, but I won't go there. You know, I want to keep it rated PG. You know, pretty
Imagine
good.
though your parents getting that call. Well, we've got Phil in the office. This is what he did, and your parents are going, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah, they were in shock. They couldn't believe it. They thought I was mentally deranged. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a great memory. I still haven't forgotten that. So it's it's kind of cool to do
But
that.
what a
And-
cool principle to actually, instead of punishing you, say,
Yeah.
let's use his talents and utilize it for something good. And now look what you do for a living.
yeah, you know, I make people laugh, mostly the crew. But it's good. It's good to be here.
It's
and
a good thing.
It is. It really is, considering they're removing the wheels from my car as we speak. But please put them back. So, but no, it's all fun. I got here. I beat the rain. That's also good. And man,
Where-
I was a mile and a half away from here. That's the part
It's
that's
very
incredible.
close.
Yeah.
Where did you do stand-up at? I'm curious.
I've done stand-up. There was a place called Amagi's. Like no one's ever heard of it. I don't even know if they're around anymore. But it was out in L.A. I've done some stand-up out here in Fort Lauderdale. Usually they would do the open mics and stuff. But mostly it was being in improv troupes, sketch comedy, you know, that sort of thing. And I haven't forgotten this guy because he's like, yeah, you haven't looked at me in like 10 minutes. We're back.
That's
It's good.
military.
Good way to crack your neck too, by the way. So yeah, it's a lot of fun getting to do that, and you know, just performing. I like performing with ensembles because sometimes stand-up routines don't always go as planned, so you always have to have a backup and be able to improvise or bounce off of somebody. So I think that's probably why, in my opinion, Don Rickles was so unique, because he didn't really have a set routine. It was strictly
just broke
improvised.
in.
He was
Yeah.
just brilliant, man. I'll tell you. You ever need a good laugh? Watch his routines. I'll tell you. They're
Well, every time you call in, Josh loves it.
Yeah.
It
So-
means a lot to me, Josh. Thanks for having me on again. It's good. Nice sneakers, by the way.
Did you do movies or any film work in LA?
I've done TV and film too. Yeah. Last movie I worked on in LA was with Michael Perry, the actor. You might remember him from what was that movie called? There was a song called "On the Dark Side," 1982, I think. It was something John Cafferty and the Beaver Band. I forgot the name. It's got a funny name to it. But he was in the film, and it was called The End of Loyalty. And I played his doctor, and I was checking his vitals, and obviously his character died. And I said, this patient is dead. And so it was very
And they
dramatic.
pay you
It
for
was-
doing that.
And they paid me for doing that. Can you believe that? It's incredible. I wanted to add the other line, patient is dead. Wednesday's good for you? Yeah, let's play golf. So but I couldn't do that. It wasn't in the script, and I don't think the director would have approved of it. Considering he pointed a gun at me, I said, it's okay, I'll stick to the script. So, but it was fun. It was super cool just to do that. I knew who he was, too. So it was a lot of fun. But the fact that I checked his vitals was not in the script, by the way.
Really?
It was
And-
being more authentic.
Yeah, and the director said, and he, you know, was Japanese guy, really nice guy, and you know, he said,
The director is Japanese?
a Japanese director.
Speak English?
He did. I could barely understand him, but thank God they have apps. So it was kind of cool. You know, I just got to talk to him a little bit, and he said, could you please try that one more time? I hope you don't mind. I do accents, so it's all good. And then I did, and I said, yeah, we'll try to get, yes, do what you did. I liked what you did with the vitals. Very important. I said, you're very welcome. So I did that again, and he loved it. And then I told him in Japanese, yokata desu, which means that went very well. And he was shocked. And he couldn't believe that I actually said that. How do I know a few phrases? Well, if you've worked the trade show circuit, which I have, it's a lot of fun. I've worked with many Japanese clients. And one thing I will say about Japanese clients, if you always make an opportunity to speak a few words in Japanese, it goes such a long way. It really, really does. And so I've tried to work on the accent as much as possible too, which they appreciate. So that was a lot of fun, you know, getting to do that. I've also done standardized patient work, a good survival gig as an actor where you work for different medical schools, and you know, the key is not to give away too much of what you may have as the character.
Yeah, they pay you to do that, right?
Yes, they
I think
do.
FAU does that also.
Now, there's there's a famous Seinfeld episode.
I remember.
See, he knows what I'm talking about. He's already losing it. Doctor, this patient is losing it. What should I do? Administer him 10 cc's of sodium bicarbonate. So, anyways, it was a lot of fun, and obviously it was completely exaggerated on the Seinfeld episode. And if you've seen Kramer do it, no, you're not going to smoke a cigarette. I don't want to give it away, but if you type in Seinfeld standardized patient, I'm sure
It's
you'll find it.
hilarious.
It's one of the funniest
hilarious.
episodes
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
It's funny.
But it's the complete opposite of what you're supposed to do as an SP. You're not supposed to give away too much info. If they say, so how are you feeling today? You say, well, I'm experiencing a lot of pain. I have pain in my chest, my head, my legs. You can't say that. You say, well, I'm experiencing a lot of pain. And then their next line would be, well, where are you experiencing pain? I said, my head. Which side of your head? The right side. How long has this been going on? Since I started meeting you. So it's sometimes, I don't say that, but I've had to play mean characters as a standardized patient where you're somebody who is less than thrilled to be there. And so sometimes the doctor will walk in, and I look for details. So if I see someone has a wrinkled shirt, oh, I'm going for it. So it's kind of cool. Someone will walk in and go, hi, I'm a student physician, Mr. Jones. And I go, yeah, Mr. Jones. Hey, I heard you got a thing going on. And then I said, nice shirt. What, did you sleep in it? So sometimes you get to do that. I once made someone cry, actually.
Oh.
That was rough. But I had to be a mean character, and sometimes, you
get carried away.
You get a little carried away.
Yeah.
Ever do the morning shows where they have to punk someone, like you call and you say to the husband, so this is the florist, and I have this order here for flowers to go to such and such an address. What would you like the card to say? And it's clearly for the girlfriend, and the wife's on the other line.
I haven't punked someone like that. I punked my mother.
Oh, jeez. Your poor
God
mom.
rest her soul. It was a lot of fun. Back in the old days when you had micro cassette recorders and your answering machine would actually record phone calls. And that's, I still have that call. In fact, it was aired, it did air on the Uncle High show several times.
Really?
So, yeah, it was called the mother of all prank calls. And it's about 3 minutes and change. And
This voice I did, and she thought that I was a neighbor down the street who needed help because I'm stuck in a bathroom window.
And I did. I called my mother that way, and she was ready to come over with a jar of Vaseline to hoist me through the window, and I had to call her back, say, please don't do that. So, true story.
He's so much fun on a morning show.
Oh, he's crazy. This guy's crazy.
It
This
is.
the
I'll tell you.
madman of voices. Number one gig you've ever done. Do you know which one that is?
Wow. Man, that I'll tell you guys, you ask better questions than the press corps. Let's see, the number one gig, that's not saying a lot. No, just kidding. No, it really was a good question. The number one gig I ever did in my life, boy, there are a lot of them. I would say one of my favorites was working in Germany as a presenter for a company. And I was at a convention. They flew me out to Munich, and it was insane. And the food was the part that was crazy. First thing I noticed in Germany, when they put up lights, they have the little crate, that the guy's sitting in, or that cart, and you got about a dozen beer bottles. And I'm thinking, what are they doing? They're drinking. You can't do that. First thing that went through my mind. Try doing that at the Miami Beach Convention Center. Good luck with that. And so they offered me beer. They offered me wine. And this is during the day. They have all this food coming in. And then I'm not going to start drinking. I'll start breaking into different voices. That could be a problem. Or karaoke, unplugged. So, and I do that. When I'm a happy drunk, by the way. I mean, some people, when they get drunk, they could be nasty. And I'll just start singing. And that's, you can't just start singing a presentation. So the food was insane. We had so much fun. I certainly missed that. And that was probably one of my all-time favorite gigs, to be working in Germany. As far as, see, I have favorite gigs for different categories, that I will say. Favorite commercial that I ever worked on, let's see, it would have to be CertaPro Painters. Now, what was unique about that, it was 3 bookings in one. I did the voiceover tags in 12 different markets, including Canada. And what's funny is they needed Canadians. And originally I was going to audition for a different role, but I kind of came in there like that and said, "Hey there, how's it going there, guys? Originally from Canada, from Montreal. Go Habs." And they couldn't believe it. So basically I was kind of doing that voice, because painting is personal here in Toronto, no doubt. And so it was a lot of fun, getting to do that. And then I was on a billboard for quite a while too. The billboard one was a different campaign. That was San Diego Metropolitan Transportation System. It was called Dump the Pump. It won 4 awards, so that one was super cool to be a part of an award-winning commercial and having, these awards are heavy too. Let me tell you, they don't weigh
weigh a
like 2
lot.
pounds. Oh God, yeah.
Gotta get a truck to take it home.
You can kill roaches with them here. Let me tell you, they're really that good. I use Crocs. I mean, that's why people say, well, why don't you throw out your Crocs? They kill roaches. And because they lose the treading, you're not going to walk, on a slick surface because you'll go ice skating. But they will kill a roach. I kid you. One good smack, and I know that.
Let me get you a pair of those.
But
No, thank you. Phil, why
Yes,
don't
sir.
you tell people how people can reach you?
You can reach me a lot of ways. My parole officer is standing by. You can reach me actually via email. That's probably the best way to go. Philip with 1 L, PHILIPHERSH @gmail.com. Now, don't send it the wrong way. Don't write Philip with 1 L, seriously, because people do that. And I've had that happen. The emails bounce back. So here it is, Philip Hirsch @gmail.com, PHILIPHERSH @gmail.com. That's how I spell relief. And, remember those old Rolex commercials? My God.
Yeah.
Oh my
I get
God.
heartburn thinking about them.
I bet you do. Tell them to help with
That
that.
was so much fun.
It certainly was. More fun than the law allows. That's for sure.
It's funny, if you can't reach Phil and you want to go through us, we'll make sure
Yeah,
that he gets the message.
get in
as
touch
well.
with Freddie. Just don't call Jenny Two-Tone because, it is what it is.
Jenny Two-Tone.
Remember that song? 867-5309. That's not my number.
Jenny Two-Tone.
Yeah, I think it was. Or who was it? Was it?
was.
No, it's something. No, I forgot the. Jenny, who could. Yeah, it was 867.
Rick Springsteen.
Tommy Two-Tone. That's it.
Wasn't that Rick Springsteen?
Yeah.
Or Springfield or.
Springfield.
No, Tommy Two-Tone, I think that was their biggest hit. 1982, before you guys were born, because I'm old. 867-5309. It's a good music video. It was pretty cool.
We'll play the music.
All right,
Hopefully.
more to come. Thank you so much, Phil, for joining us.
My pleasure. Glad I could beat the
Finelli.
ring. Yes,
And
exactly.
Hannah Mayora, our Movie Wars Champions of the Week. I think maybe you found a new guest for next week. To
You
our
may
crew-
have 12 guests for next week.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe
To
I'll-
our crew, great job. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Stay safe, stay dry, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Broken Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.